Show me the science. I follow the science. Semen retention is pseudoscience. Bullshit. Semen retention is an ancient spiritual practice proven by modern scientific methods. In the ancient world, there was no difference between science and spirituality, as they are both fundamentally doing the exact same thing, trying to discover the secrets of the universe and the source of life. Unfortunately, the modern world is run by unscrupulous men. They are likened to demons trying to become God, all-powerful, instead of obeying the Almighty and His laws. In this video, I will bridge the gap between modern science using Dr. Edwin Flato's work on semen retention and the supernatural powers attained by the ancient spiritual practitioners. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Nicola Daz, and I help men master their S3X energy so you can become a powerhouse both in and outside the bedroom. Go to the link in the description below and take the free transmutation guide as a way to get started on your journey to S3X mastery. In 2005, doctor and scientist Dr. Flato released his papers that seminal fluid is a sticky fluid containing protein composed of products of the testes, epididymis, seminal vessels, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland. Semen is rich in potassium, iron, lithium, vitamin E, spermine, albumin, phosphorus, calcium, and other essential minerals and vitamins. An average ejaculation is about 2 to 5 cubic centimeters and contains anywhere from 200 million to 500 million sperm. That's a lot of swimmers, boys. Each one of these sperm cells contains 23 chromosomes, split chromosomes, prostaglandins, genes, electricity, and all the vitamins, enzymes, and minerals necessary for the creation of the human body. This electricity that's contained in the sperm is essential when we speak of creating power for higher spiritual energies, magnetism, attraction, charisma, and heat. In fact, a man who is full of semen will give off heat from his body and become charged with so much electricity, so much bioelectricity, which can be harnessed and used consciously. I will share more about this in a few minutes or as we get through the video, but for now, let's keep understanding the scientific or biological power that comes with the practice of semen retention. Now, everything I'm mentioning here is from Dr. Flato's work. You can research it and check it out yourself. This is the science behind retention. The testicles, besides producing sperm, also manufacture male hormones such as testosterone. When a man refrains from ejaculation, semen with all of its properties and qualities will be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream and carried throughout the body. Now, what's most interesting about this process is the stimulation of the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland makes, stores, and releases hormones. If you're not familiar where the pituitary gland is, it is located in the base of your brain, and it is essential to your sixth sense or intuition. It is essential for hormone balance. Now, here comes the first sign of supernatural powers mixed with Dr. Flato's work. So Dr. Flato doesn't go into this aspect of it, but the ancient scriptures in the Vedas from ancient Egypt and their sexology, as well as the Druids, all understood this. Now, please understand that I'm using the word supernatural because the masses no longer believe or understand the power within themselves. They're all hooked on the science and what do the authorities say? Not realizing that it's those same authorities who are those unscrupulous men who wish to use you instead of freeing you. Most people have given their autonomy, their free will, their choice, their intellect away to these unscrupulous men and corporations, media outlets, and politicians who seek to rule mankind instead of setting us free. The reality is that nothing I'm about to share with you is supernatural, but in actual fact is very natural and your God-given right and gift as a human being and as a man in this world. Unnatural substances such as processed foods in labs that are making chemicals that we're eating, chemicals that we're putting in our skin, and the overuse of things like drugs and alcohol are destroying the natural evolution of human beings, making them mentally weak. Now, tyrants, those who aspire to be rulers, want a world full of mentally weak individuals so they can use, abuse, and manipulate our institutions, our governments, and our systems to enslave us. They are likened to the machines in the movie The Matrix, and you are their battery. They use your life force and energy for their gain. Semen should not be wasted lightly. The faster you use it, the more the body is forced to use its resources to produce more of it. Your bloodstream takes the raw materials from every part of your body, including your brain, to replace the expended resources. So if a man is ejaculating every day or a few times a week, he's essentially expending all of those resources, and then your body has to pull on resources from other parts of your system to replenish those resources. Modern science has shown the similarities between semen and brain cells to be almost the exact concoction, both being very high in sodium, phosphorus, magnesium, and chlorine. The S3X glands and brain cells are intimately connected. However, here comes the ultimate conflict and battle that every man faces. It is the war between his balls and his brain. Does he give in? Do you give in? This is what you should be asking yourself right now. Am I winning the battle between my balls and my brain? Do you give your resources to your base pleasures and desires, or do you nourish your evolution and feed your higher centers, including your brain? This is what the ancient yogis from India understood, the mystics of the Druid culture, the alchemists of ancient Egypt and Greece, and the sages of the Taoist philosophy understood. The more a man retains his seminal fluid and transfers that energy to his brain, the more his powers are released. Now, when I say the word power, power is defined as the ability to do. So what powers am I speaking of? What abilities do you have lying dormant within you? Well, first is intuition, increased focus, increased in bioelectricity, which can be turned into spiritual power. Modern science has yet to reach this portion of the ancient wisdom, but they are getting closer. For example, modern science has acknowledged that the entire universe is made of energy, and what we call matter, what we see, smell, hear, and interact with the physical senses, are not material at all. We call it matter, but matter is energy vibrating at a low level. This was mentioned thousands of years ago in books like Srimad Bhagavatam, in the ancient Egyptian and Hermetic principles. Wisdom traditions long ago already discovered what modern science is now catching up with. What also becomes possible seems to play in the world of the supernatural, and this is something that modern science hasn't come up with, but they're getting closer and closer. See, as a man gains mastery over his S3X energy, his mind becomes sharper. His ability to control and even manipulate the material energy increases. Why? He is vibrating at a higher frequency than matter, allowing him to attract, magnify, and expand, and raise up on the scale of frequency. The alchemist is originally known for being able to turn lead into gold. It was an allegory of the true meaning of alchemy, which is about turning lower vibrations into higher vibration within the mind, or mental alchemy. The purpose of alchemy is to turn that which is low or unvaluable, lead, into that which is valuable, higher, that which is useful. So what is the lead within ourselves? Well, it's your negative thoughts. It's your negative actions. It's your habits. you want to alchemize those in and raise them up on the frequency so that those things transform or transmute or alchemize into useful energy. This is turning your own lead into gold. The process and techniques I teach have been used by mystics for thousands of years to turn the lead of their internal worlds into the chief gold, which is love, which is magnetism, which is authenticity, truthfulness, and power. Lust into love, selfishness into selflessness, laziness into action, anger into joy, frustration into expansion and generosity, slavery into freedom, greed into giving. It's the essential to turning the material qualities, the dense low vibrations, into their higher original spiritual forms. In my training program, Become an S3X Alchemist, I put you through a systematic process of breathing techniques, sound, vibration, and movements, along with muscle control to be able to improve or scale you up to free yourself of the lead, the heavy, dense energies that you may be feeling and experiencing, and raise yourself up to free yourself and discover yourself at a higher level in nature. Like Neo in the Matrix, bending material circumstances, transforming your material circumstances, and freeing your soul into the light of truth. Alchemy is improving the lives of men all over the world, optimizing your health, increasing your energy and vitality, increasing your ability to focus for long periods of time, which allows you to build businesses, build wonderful art, increase your wealth, attract and improve your relationships, and ultimately turn on all of your talents, gifts, and creative power that the very universe has planted within you. The great masters of alchemy were said to have such high frequencies that they could master the 8 mystic powers: Anima, Mahima, Garima, Laghima, Prapati, Prakayama, Ishatva, and Vashtava. These siddhis, known as mystical perfections or divine attainments, are called Ashtada Siddhi in Sanskrit. And these Ashtada Siddhis or powers are also known as Brahma Pradana Siddhi, divine attainments. We are able to achieve these powers through increased progression and self-mastery. Siddhis are extraordinary powers or abilities that can be attained through advancement stages of practice. These perfections or attainment are attained once certain levels of consciousness are achieved, and they are natural byproducts of self-mastery. Now, stick around, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because in my next video, I'm going to explain in a deeper sense these 8 mystic perfections, what those Sanskrit words actually mean in English, and I'm going to describe some of my own experiences with them and how semen retention is a vital part of the process. In fact, I'll even assert that without semen retention, you will never attain higher levels of mastery, because you will never utilize your resources to the maximum. For those who are controlled by their base desires, which is 95, if not 99% of the planet, they will constantly deplete themselves. They will constantly feel anger, frustration. They will constantly live in the swings of polarity. Happy, then sad, feeling good, then depressed. But as you begin to master yourself and progress through the stages of mastery, you will notice that you can transcend these dualities and ultimately master yourself. And it starts with mastering your life. It's not about necessarily attaining supernatural powers. If they come to you, great. And again, in my next video, I'm going to go deeper into this. But ultimately, what if you could use your S3X energy and transmute it into better health, first of all? I mean, what is the greatest wealth? It is your health. You've got nothing without good health. Getting into the best shape of your life. attracting great financial opportunities, being able to be a great provider, protector, and producer, and then turning online all of your gifts and talents. As a human being, you have such tremendous potential and power. So don't fall for the tricks of these large corporations and these men who want to control and enslave you. Be like Neo in the Matrix. Free yourself. And by you freeing yourself, you'll be able to free so many people around you who wish to be free as well. If you're ready to take your training to the next level, make sure you book some time with me. My calendar is in the video description below. You could send me a message if you've got questions. And of course, make sure you subscribe, share this video out, leave comments. We are growing and expanding here on the channel. The whole community is expanding, and I need your help to be part of the movement and grow this message as it's so badly needed in today's world. I'll see you on the next video.